Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
All right, opening up your brand new tank here to get it modified. He's taking off the stand. Let's go get that in the car real quick while he's doing that. He's yep. And you should be able to fit the tank in the back seat.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Ooh, so nice, honey. Are you excited? I'm actually kind of excited for you, to be honest.
I know you are, because it's a tank.
I love my tanks.
So now you have
Well, you know what the good part about this is? People bugged me for the longest to do a nano tank. But we got you to do a nano tank instead of me.
Okay, so I have a hole saw here. And we're going to take this out. And then we're going to increase the size of this hole. So this is kind of tricky because this is a piece of acrylic, and so usually there's a hole that this would actually go into, so
Right,
you can keep it centered.
Right.
But it's hard to do that now, so it's gonna rock everywhere. So what I do here is I gotta go in, kind of get an edge going.
Wow.
So we got a nice-
And deburr it?
Yeah.
You made that look too easy. Would you advise other people to try this at home, or?
Yeah, I mean, they could if they kind of understand what's going to happen if they get it wrong.
Okay. That's what
What'll
I would.
happen is if you don't, the way I did it, I actually aligned the bottom opening with, and I kind of leaned it so that it actually had something to hook on. If not, what's going to happen is as soon as this thing touches, it's going to roam and you can scratch up your whole back.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of why you had it at an angle.
Yeah.
Very important to have it at an angle for you guys watching this. If you want to try this at home, be very, very, very careful.
Yeah.
Very clean hole, too. Very clean. That was awesome. So, we already did your first mod on a tank that's still in a box. Like, is that even possible? Yes, it just happened.
So now you got a standard, this is a thread by slip bulkhead. And now we can actually put that in, and then now you can put whatever type of lock line system you want.
Awesome.
I like it.
I did too.
So you can also upgrade the pump, because it comes with the, obviously this is a low price item, so it's a Chinese pump. It sits on the bottom, and there's an output on the top, and you put this hose in it like this, and that's what it was in there. So we can still use that and put a flexible hose.
Okay.
And I have an elbow. Let me get that. Yeah, so this is an elbow that will actually slip into the back end of this bulkhead. So all it needs is a slip fitting like that.
Okay.
So when you need to maintain your pump and do a cleaning, all it takes is you undoing this bulkhead a little bit, pushing it forward, and then pulling this out, and then the hose and the pump, because we're going to use a black hose.
Okay. So are we going to modify this as well, or?
Well, so I'm gonna modify it so that you have this hose instead of this rigid one.
Okay.
We could use this rigid one, but the problem is it's too short, and this is actually gonna stay,
Okay.
suspend up higher. So,
Gotcha.
so I like it where it's all the way to the bottom.
And it probably keeps the noise level down too back there, right?
Yeah.
From the pump vibrating then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you don't, so a lot of people also upgrade from this pump to, let's say, a C-shape pump,
Okay.
or like Cobalt has an MJ, the old Maxi Jets.
Maxi Jets,
Yep.
yeah.
That's a very reliable pump. So
And
if
that
it
will-
ever fails on you, that's what you want to do.
Okay, and that will work with the black hose, right? The rigid hose, or do I need a...
Yeah. So this one will take, I think, a 1/2 inch hose. I think that's what that is. So we're gonna
Okay.
actually put this in. We'll put a 1/2 inch hose in, and for now we'll actually put it on here and put a clamp on it.
Okay.
That way it'll be down lower to the bottom, so it won't suck in air as readily, because the water's going to be, you're going to maintain your water at a specific level.
Right.
So
All
go ahead
right.
and start doing that.
All right, sounds good. Any thoughts by any chance? You're awful quiet.
I'm taking it all in.
Do you mind? This video is probably going to be kind of long video, or do you want everybody to see this whole process?
What?
I said this video is going to be kind of a long video. I know you in Space Cadet mode right now.
So what? Yeah, we want everybody to see the whole
Straight raw, huh?
process. Yeah.
Straight raw. That's awesome.
I'm just like confused already. So
Okay, so what are you confused about? While they're getting that situated, oh, they're already back. So what are you confused about?
I don't know. I have no clue. I'm learning.
So we're going to cut it to the right side. When this doesn't want to go in right, so we're going to take some hot water.
That's what I was going to say. Hot water.
There's a trick for everything.
Yeah, hot water and hoses go together very well. So, oh, you said you were confused. So what are you confused about?
I don't have a specific. There's just a lot, and
So it becomes a little bit overwhelming, right?
Okay, just go with the flow.
Yeah, no, just breathe in, breathe out. It gets a little overwhelming. You're sitting there, okay, now I'm doing this. What are my next steps? Kind of thing.
A tank, and we're doing this, and this already.
Yeah, and the tank's not even in, well, the stand's in the car, but the tank is not in the
But
car.
The good thing is having an LFS and somebody to, tell you, hey, this is kind of what you should do.
That's a good point.
My recommendation for this, and this, instead of just
Would you
walking out with
Right.
it. And
Would you feel that, I know you known Steve because of me and, coming here, but how do you feel as him? Is he the type of person just to try to sell you anything, or is he going to actually help you and not sell you anything that you really don't need?
yeah, he's definitely going to give you his recommendation on what he thinks should be done. Or
Right.
how it should be done, and then of course it's on you at that point if you do it or not. But
Right, correct. It's very important to have good LFSs, and that's why it's very important to buy and do as much as you can with your local LFSs versus some of these big mega chains when it comes to this hobby, because you're losing out so much just to save a couple bucks. You're not realizing what you're actually gaining by having good local fish stores to go to. So it's very important that you guys keep that in mind and, do as much business as you possibly can. Even if you got to order something, have your local LFS order it for you. Go through them. Nothing against any of these mega chains, but eventually you're not going to have a LFS to go to that are good, that's going to give up their time to walk you through a lot of your struggles, trials and tribulations of the hobby. So keep that in mind.
Okay, we're all set.
And you're all set.
The lot line.
Okay.
I gave a quick speech while we were burning up some time on this
Oh,
camera.
here's another example.
Okay,
It's-
hold on. There you go. Now what?
They closed today at 5 o'clock, and what time is it?
Oh, it's probably 6 o'clock or so.
And they're still here helping us out, and it's 5:40.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Right.
it's a
So,
example.
yeah. And this is actually one of the stores for Tidal Gardens Barbecue that we're going to have this weekend coming up, guys. This is one of the stores that I'm going to actually take a lot of you guys to be able to come and look, and if you guys want to purchase anything or shop or whatever it is, but just come here and get a, you know, what I get to come to. As you guys can see in the background, how much stuff is that? This is only one building. He has another building that is from top to bottom, literally, with everything you possibly could want. This is probably the only one within driving. Well, I got two I can go to, but this is the one that has even more than the other one that I can go to. And I choose this one 99.9% of the time just because he's been a good friend. I've been here for 20 years, literally. Hold on.
That was on.
Yes, this is the genuine lock line made in the USA, so you can
Okay.
actually get different, you know, different lengths. You know, you can get a Y, you can get different nozzles.
Okay.
Right.
This is what everybody's familiar with.
There you go. But yeah, I choose to come to this one. So for all you guys that are actually going to be here for the Tidal Gardens Barbecue that I arranged, we're going to actually come here as well. And you're going to actually get to meet Steve himself because he's going to attend the barbecue as well for all you guys. So what else do we need? Are we grabbing rocks, or
I think so.
gonna grab some rocks?
Oh, yeah.
So Steve, how many pounds of rock would you recommend for a 40-gallon tank?
So it would depend on what type of an aquaculture or aquascape that you're going to want to do. Like, this is a Red Sea tank that we kind of did a center kind of a mount here with lots of little cavities. So this didn't require as much rock, and this we used real reef rock. This is a man-made rock that actually has that natural purple coralline look to it. It's free of any hitchhikers and pests. That's why we kind of recommend this live rock over like rock coming out of the ocean.
Unlike me, I prefer the rock out of the ocean.
Yeah. So with that, you know, you don't know what you're getting because there's a lot of things from the ocean that's going to be on that rock or deep into the rock, larval stages. Of lots of stuff that you don't know.
Okay.
So because of that, and being more eco-sensitive minded, you know, we don't want to be taking stuff out
Constantly, yeah.
So this is the real reef rock look with pieces of. I actually prefer doing this, but a lot of people can't afford the price of this. It is less expensive than real live rock, but sometimes people want to, you know, get their tank to look immediately like it's been there, and you can get your corals, and it just looks like it's been there. It's not that stark white bleached rock looks. But
Right.
that rock will also turn into this, but with time.
Right.
So we'll go over there. That's inexpensive. You can buy that in quantity for as low as, if you're buying it in quantity, you know, if you buy one piece, it's $2.99 a pound. But if you buy a certain amount, then the price continually drops.
So
and you
what's
can
in
get it for,
that tank is actually
yeah, that is
down
the real
here.
reef rock.
Okay.
And that is rock like this.
Right.
See, it's
Which is
biologically,
what
so this is called live rock. It's biologically live, meaning that this is got the live bacteria, so when you actually put this in your tank and you start your tank, your cycling will be much quicker. This has the nitrifying bacteria already on it.
Okay.
So there's another company also that has rock similar to that, and Carib Sea has come up with their rock, and their rock is a little bit lighter in color. It's very similar. Carib Sea is actually taking their rock like this. This is the dry rock. This is what they call the South Seas base rock or dry rock. It's sold under many different names. Marco rock.
Right.
This is all the same kind of limestone rock that's available in Florida. This is where this is coming out of. So this is an inexpensive way of doing a tank, and this will look like this over time. And here's a tank that has the Florida, rock, the white rock that you just saw, that actually is aged and it actually looks like live rock, and it's got color on it. So when it gets that purple coralline algae on it, it looks like regular live rock.
So
It's all on cost what you want to do. You can go with the dry rock, or you can step it up to...
So for as much as I would need, if I went this way, we're looking at...
So let's say for this, you can get away with about... You can start off with, I'm going to say about 30 pounds, 20 to 30 pounds.
sounds about right.
Yeah, 20 to 30 pounds would get you going, because a lot of times people put too much rock in it.
Yeah.
You want to have enough rock so that, really what you're going to want is corals growing. And when they start, actually growing and then actually pulling their polyps out and stuff, they actually fill up the volume of that tank. So I think maybe 20 to 30 pounds, how to do it. So this rock, like I said, sells for $2.99 a pound, and you can get it for as low as $1.99 a pound. So versus this is regularly $7.99 a pound if you buy it individually, or if you buy it in
bulk.
More quantity, it
Right.
costs $5.99 per pound.
Well, I think since it's your first tank, and everybody else that's going to be watching they're going to probably want you to go this way, and watch the process of this rock turning into actual live rock. So we got shelving and stuff like that.
There's now pieces that are called shelf rock. That's actually flat. It's actually cut flat, so you can actually do your own aquascaping, and you can actually kind of adhere these to this with drilling some holes in it and putting posts in it, or you can use some type of an adhesive, epoxy, or some people actually use some type of there's a new product out there that is almost like a plastic.
Yes, I seen that. The beads,
Yeah,
the
those
beads
yeah.
that you heat up. Yeah.
So Seachem is coming out with one called Bond. It's not out on the market yet, but very soon to hit the market. I saw it at the Interzoo show in Germany.
Yeah.
And that's a great product. It's you just heat up, microwave some hot water,
Yep.
stick the plastic in it, pull it out, and you can mold it to anything, and then cool it, and
Yep.
it's solid.
Okay.
And you don't sell any of those beads here yet. Any of those?
I will.
Oh, you will be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very soon.
Well, I think, how do you...
Of course, I want to rush, and I want to get the rock that already looks ready, but we're going to not do that.
So we're going to go with this rock, correct?
Yeah.
And then are you going to grab a piece of acrylic rod so you can, are you going to aquascape? You're going to aquascape, right? It's your tank. I got a big build myself right now, and I can't, no offense, I love you, but I can't worry about what you're doing with your tank.
Yep. So.
Okay, so you want that rock, get some flat pieces.
Yeah, I like that piece that he just, the shelf.
Okay.
piece.
So we'll get maybe like, for that tank, maybe 3 of the shelves, so you can actually do like maybe kind of like a shelf here, shelf here with some center.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
So,
nice.
and then I'll get you some acrylic posts so that you can actually do, there's actually natural
Holes in there, yeah.
You can actually, if you have a masonry drill bit,
Yep.
kind of drill that out and make it straighter, and do the same thing. You kind of find some areas, and you can actually stack these. See, look what you can
Yeah.
do. You can actually put multiple layers like this on top of one another.
Yeah. And also, do you, now, considering this is a nano tank, right? How do you feel about substrate? No substrate? And the only reason I ask, some people like substrate, and you can always add substrate later.
Here goes another funny. When we say substrate, we're talking about sand.
I'm done with this video. This video scratched. This is going to be a bad idea, I think. No. Yes, we are talking about
What
sand.
options do we have when it comes to substrate?
Pretty much whatever you want.
Your
Pretty much.
preference on color and
Yeah.
size of the aggregate. So I can actually show you the different things.
Yeah.
You know, I personally like, and it's kind of different because everybody has that regular like off-white sand that everybody uses. So
That's a normal
I
thing.
actually like this. And this is like a black sand. It's called
Yeah.
Hawaiian black sand.
And I truly stay away from that stuff.
So
I
a lot
hate
of people hate it. I like it. The reason I like it, it doesn't reflect the light, and you have less algae growing on your glass because it's less light reflecting off of a white sand. And it's kind of showcases, like I have a black background, black sand. So basically what your eyes go to is the corals. And the colors of the corals and the fish.
Right.
So I kind of like that. It's not, is it my favorite? Everything's my favorite. That's why I have a store.
Yeah. Also, I noticed too, you're not utilizing the potential of the sand, like meaning you don't have a lot of sand in there.
No, I don't use a lot of sand.
Yeah, that's a very, very light sand you have there.
Yeah, I don't use a real thick sand bed on any of my tanks because, if you don't do your maintenance properly and you don't kind of get in there and suck out the detritus and the organic material that's going to sift down into your substrate, that's going to cause issues. And over time, you can start off with a deep sand bed, and then as you're doing your maintenance, you can actually suck out some of the top layer. If there's algae on there, sand is hard to what they call hydrovac, where you're actually taking the water out and letting the sand go back down. So what I do is I set up a tank, and I might have more sand than I want, and as I'm doing my weekly maintenance or bi-weekly maintenance, I'm actually taking out some of the top layer because you're going to have this diatomaceous algae growing and some nuisance algae that's going to during the cycle of your tank. So instead of trying to clean the sand and replenish it by dropping that back in, I just kind of suck it out and just get rid of it. You can actually save it and then clean it in a separate bucket, and you might have, let's say, a small bucket later. You can actually clean it and recycle it and put it back in as you need it, but you're going to be constantly having new aerated sand in there, and you can actually just suck it out instead of just discarding it.
So this is one option, which is black.
Yeah. And then we have the off-white, and then there's what they call with pink specks in it, Bimini pink or
Fiji pink. Yeah.
That seems to be my most popular.
That's
Fiji
me.
pink or Bimini pink is the most.
Something that has that in it. You say pink.